Before I start this video, I want to stress this is just my opinion through research I've done in just the past few days and what I've noticed over time after having been in this particular fandom since it first started with the Dangwa. And I have asked and interviewed and polled different people in the fandom in the past few days to get a wider understand of where the fandom is at this moment, to make sure I wasn't misinformed and I had a general idea of where we're at. So with all that being said, I respect your opinion, and you can let me know down below whether if you agree, disagree, and all that jazz. Let me start off by saying that I appreciate all forms of MDZS. It's a beautiful story. There's many different versions, and I do appreciate every single version, but I feel like maybe the fandom, more specifically the Untamed preferred or even only side of the fandom, is getting a little bit out of hand. The first problem I have with the Untamed side of the fandom is that a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them I've noticed through polling and questionnaires and talking to other people, is that a lot of them seem to reject the base material, the novel. They just reject it, which just boggles my mind because, you know, like I explained to these people that I, interviewed and questioned, you can't have the Untamed without the novel. The reason most of them, if not 90% of the ones I talked to and questioned and polled, they didn't like the novel because they found the whole thing apparently rushed. They felt the romance came out of nowhere, which confuses me. I'm not going to call you guys out for this if you think this, but I feel like maybe you didn't read the novel closely or something, because it doesn't. It's a slow build. It was made to be a slow build, okay? Some of them even said it's better to have no romance than forced romance, and again, I don't feel that it's forced, A lot of them didn't like the extra chapters, which, I mean, if you don't like kink play, you're not going to like kink play, but you also have to understand it is an 18+ novel. There's stuff in the extra chapters that's not for children, and, young people aren't going to fully understand, how kinks work. And if you don't like it, I'm not going to shame you for not liking it. We're all entitled to our own opinion, but you can't reject the source material, is what I'm trying to say. Another thing I noticed is the Untamed only ones hate the Dangwa because they hate that it's heavily censored and they don't like the story, and they say it's not as gay. And are we watching the same version? Both of them are censored in their own right. Both of them deviate from the story, which is another critique they had, but they completely disregard some of the censorship that's in the Untamed and some of the changes, that they made. One example of what I feel as a censorship change in the Untamed that was not in the animated version, that I feel like was honestly a huge disrespect and disservice, is the change that they made to the original inhabitant of Wei Ying's new body. My boy here was gay. It's stated in the novel, and it's also stated in the Dangwa. But in the Untamed version, they completely changed his sexuality. He went from having a crush on his half-brother to apparently having a crush on his sister-in-law. Again, I appreciate all forms of MDZS, but you can't call out one form of the media without acknowledging that there's problems with the other. So that's basically the point I'm trying to make here. It's okay to have a preferred version. I cannot stress this enough. but don't trash the other side because you disagree with it. You know, it's just don't. There's a constant war now between the fandom, and it's annoying. Another way that the Untamed and MDZS Fandom period is getting out of hand is that there is a constant expectation that every Danmai they come across has to be on the same level as the Untamed, or they're constantly comparing, that medium with all the other Chinese works. And I don't think that is fair. I also don't think it's realistic or logical to do this, because half of these shows that you guys are comparing to is either not the same medium or it's not even the same genre, but yet you keep inserting MDZS into it. We get it. The Untamed was great. It's a classic. It really did help bring more people into the Danmai community, but it's not the end-all be-all. I have even seen people try to insist that the cast of the Untamed needs to be in all the other adaptations that are being made, and it's like, you need to realize there are so many talented Chinese actors out there, right? And I think all of them deserve a chance to shine, and you should give them a chance as well. The constant comparison of MDZS with other Chinese Danmai is becoming so prevalent that the other day I came across a review of Legend of Exorcism, picture shown, and they basically compared it to MDZS, and I don't think that makes sense. It's not the same story, obviously, different creator, different type of genre. The only thing that's the same is that, again, there's Exorcist and it's a Danmai. Like, it's its own thing. If anything, I would compare The Legend of Exorcism more to Inuyasha, if anything. Even that isn't wholly correct. If there's one good thing about The Untamed, though, is it has brought more fans to the novel, to the animated versions, and even led them to watch other Danmai out there, or even other Asian dramas. Some of them are even venturing out past the Danmai to other just period Chinese or even other dramas that aren't gay at all. This one, for example, is My Girlfriend is an Alien, and I honestly suggest you guys watch it. It is hilarious. And the actor who plays the male lead is honestly so suave and handsome. I fell for him right away. In conclusion, I don't want to trash the Untamed or MDZS period community. I just want to explain my grievances. I don't feel like this should be as big as a problem as it is, and I honestly blame mainstream media picking up the Untamed and putting it on places like Netflix and Amazon, because as it becomes more mainstream, more weirdos are coming in and they're starting to really gatekeep the community, and it is ridiculous. I'm really glad that more and more people are appreciating this form of media. I appreciated it well before the Untamed. I just got more and more into it because of it. And I really do hope more people check out other works and appreciate and support them as well. And I plan to keep reviewing and covering all these different stories. But, let's not be so hostile and crazy, because the Untamed community is starting to look really bad on the outside. So I think we need to check ourselves before we wreck ourselves. Also, I strongly encourage you guys who have not really delved too deeply into MDZS past the Untamed, please check out not just the novel, but the Dongwa. Like, I know some of you guys don't like the Dongwa as much, but it's really well animated, and the story is going to get really good come season 3, which I do plan to review. And I mean, based on the trailers alone, it looks like they're not as censored as you would think. So, and if you won't read the novel, at least read and appreciate the manhwa. I just don't understand it with how many different forms we have of MDZS. You guys have a whole ass feast, a buffet, and you guys are just starving yourself of enjoying every form that it can take. Like, guys, just eat up. Enjoy. Heck, watch and support the author's other works, which are also getting adaptations. Like here, Heaven's Official Blessing. It's gonna be decent, I'm sure. I could honestly make a half-hour video probably about this, and I don't have time for that. I'm gonna go play Dead by Daylight. You know, I got better things to do, blood points to earn. Anyways, let me know down below what your guys' thoughts are. Do you disagree with me? Do you not? Anyways, bye.